Welcome back, guys. Apologies for the short break. I had a few major life changes and I found it really difficult to work on new videos for a while. Thankfully, I have a bit more freedom and space for projects right now, so I'm going to tentatively commit to monthly videos in 2023. So throughout my 2-year absence, I did actually work on the Bionic hand project, in addition to some other secret projects you'll be finding out about soon. One of the things that kept me away is that I found myself designing cool robots all day at work, and then coming home and not having the energy to design my own cool robots. For that reason, I think there's going to be a bit more variety on my channel going forwards. As much as I'm committed to finishing the Bionic hand, I don't want it to be the only thing that I'm known for. I love working on visually striking projects like my animatronics, simple and functional projects like controllers, and I've even collaborated with some artists in the past year to work on some more aesthetic and conceptual projects. All this is just to say, I'm really excited to be back, guys, and I'm going to use this channel to show you the stuff I'm really passionate about and proud to be a part of, including but not limited to my Bionic hand. So, onto the Bionic hand. I designed a forearm to house all of the motors and connect the wrist, as well as an Arduino Duo and a pair of servo driver boards. Now, if you remember, one of the important points of this design is that I disconnected the servo's internal potentiometer so I could use a sensor located directly in the joint being driven, giving me closed loop feedback using the driver that already comes packaged with the servo. This meant that I had to desolder the internal sensor, attach wires in its place, and modify the housing of the servo to allow the wires to pass through. The big issue with this design is that we now have 6 wires per servo at right angles to each other, where we previously only had 3. Predictably, the cabling was a rat's nest. I used mini breadboards to link the servo wires to the potentiometer wires, and the original signal and power cables went down to the driver boards in the base. It quickly became pretty difficult to manage. Clearly, I needed a way to consolidate this spaghetti dish of power and signals. I'd known for a while that using printed circuit boards could make my life easier, but I was actually a little bit intimidated by them. As it turns out, it's actually not too difficult. I used Fusion 360's built-in ECAD tool to design these new components, and the process was relatively straightforward. You use simplified diagrams to make a layout detailing all of the connections between your pins, inputs and outputs, and then convert this into a schematic, which contains the actual shapes of the copper in the board. This is quicker than it looks to design, and most of the traces are actually generated automatically. This is the first PCB I've had printed, so I'm sure it's not perfect. One of the suggestions I got from a friend was that I could have used vias to connect the ground pores on either side, particularly the islands where the conductor isn't actually doing anything. I used JLC PCB to print the circuit board for me. They're actually the supplier people in my team at work use, so when they reached out to sponsor the video, I was really happy to be able to recommend a brand I already have great experiences with. If you want to try using my design, or you want to print your own designs with JLC PCB, please use my link in the description and I'll get a small portion of the sale, which really helps me out. I chose a green board colour because it's a faster lead time, but obviously the final design will be a much cooler colour. So this design connects the internal potentiometer pins inside the servo to the replacement potentiometers in the joints, and simultaneously connects the power, ground and signal cables to the PCA 9685 servo driver board. I soldered header pins directly onto the servo and made a custom bottom casing, so it's easy to plug the servo directly into the board. I also had a convenient input for powering the driver boards and a breakout to connect to the Arduino. Now all that sounds great, but the reality is I made some mistakes. First off, I didn't use an official Adafruit driver board, so it didn't fit, and I had to clip off most of the outputs. Also, my input header pins connecting to the servo were mismatched heights, so I had to clip them down too. The main error I made was underestimating how much of a pain desoldering and resoldering on the servo's internal boards would be. I ended up breaking a fair few of them, but it's mainly because I tried to reuse the old servos which had glue over the contacts for strain relief. Another PCB design I tried out was this very tiny board which replaces one of the components of the IP joint. All it does is serve as a breakout point for the potentiometer, which had been incredibly annoying to solder and I didn't yet have a good solution for strain relief. I made this prototype to use the dip style of the potentiometer, i.e. not surface mount, just because that's what I bought in before when I was expecting to have to solder the wires directly to the sensor, but surface mount would make more sense in this context. I was very pressed for time with this project, so I didn't find a wire to board connector small enough for this space, but afterwards I did find this on JLC PCB's website, which looked perfect. So for now, the wires are awkwardly soldered directly into the board, which I think is a nice proof of concept, but obviously not ideal. So how did it all work? Well, it didn't. I made the very foolish error of connecting the potentiometer's positive and negative outputs to the 5V and ground rail of the Arduino, and this meant that the board shorted as soon as I plugged in the motor. I was able to manually cut some of the traces on the board to verify it would have worked had I designed it properly, and it did indeed prove that I'd found the issue. I felt pretty upset about this design going to waste, and I was hoping to be able to have a bit more of a dramatic comeback. But I think that perfectionism could be one of the things that stopped me from posting or even working on this project for a while, and I also think that it's good to show you the reality of projects like this, which is that stupid mistakes do happen. In any case, this was a really great learning experience. I hope you guys can appreciate my failures as well as my successes. Now, aside from the issues that I've mentioned, there are some other more fundamental problems with the design that need to be addressed. Firstly, the groups of 3 servos are set at different heights to allow the PTFE tubing to pass, so I either need some kind of stepped circuit board or a wire-to-board connector to handle all 6 connections. It's also pretty inefficient. Using a PCB, I could actually take the motor driver from inside the servo and place it onto my own board, and then the only connection I would need is the 2 DC motor wires. This would be cleaner, more robust, and would work just as well for the other servo designs, so I'm definitely inclined to go this way. On the other hand, these ICs are a little hard to find, and they're all surface mount, meaning I'd have to solder it using a reflow oven or use a surface mounted DIP adapter, which could be quite pricey and a little bit clunky. As you guys know, I want my projects to be accessible, and I know that not many of you have access to a reflow oven, so I'm thinking that I will release 2 versions. One which uses minimal or no PCBs, and another which fully takes advantage of them without worrying too much about the accessibility. So clearly a lot more work needs to be done, but I am super excited about this and all my other new projects. If you didn't know already, I have a Discord channel where people are still actively discussing and working on my Bionic hand despite me being away for 2 years. There are some really great discussions on there about my videos, you guys' projects, and it's been a really great place for lots of people to get advice or share their own personal projects with like-minded people. And also a big thank you to all of my patrons. I actually got locked out of my account for a while and may have missed some sticker packs, so if you missed your sticker packs, please send me a DM with your address and I'll send one over. Cheers guys, see you in the next video.